Well. Good Friday afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world on this Friday. As my dude says, what's good, family? Hope you guys had a good week, productive, as you know, we all try to be. We try to do as much as we can to get through the week so we can relax for a couple of days and then get back on the grind, right? So I'm not going to keep you long today. Actually, I want to go back to last weekend. Not going into, before we go into this weekend, we uh, celebrated with everyone around your house or at a bar or somewhere, celebrated the biggest game that's usually of the year. I know we got baseball and we got basketball, but football is basically the Super Bowl is basically a holiday. No matter how you look at it, people go all out. I don't usually hear people talking about having barbecues and all that kind of stuff for baseball. Maybe basketball, I don't know. The way it stretches and how the games are, I don't think that that's the case. But the Super Bowl is just like Christmas, Easter, and Halloween. So, people got together and watched the game. And I'm sure there were some people that were excited and happy. And then there were others that were, oh no, not again. But, hey, that's why we play the games, as they say, right? So I watched the game and had some different opinions about it, of course, and wanted to share those with you for a few moments. And once again, this is just an opportunity for us to share, to remind you that you are somebody and there's greatness in you. And here's another opportunity to share, to pull that out. So, going into this Super Bowl, even actually the season, Tom Brady, TB12, as some call him, came in as the oldest quarterback to be playing at that time. I'd have to look and see. I don't think he's the oldest quarterback to be playing, but currently he's the oldest quarterback that is playing um, in the NFL. And so there was a lot of talk about his arm strength and, could he do it? He wasn't with Belichick, and you know, is he gonna be able to make it without his guy? And so they started out the season. There was some. They had some rough stretches and got beat handily by some other teams, and he threw some interceptions that were questionable, and so here comes that talk again. Here comes he is 43, and it's a young man's game, and he should have really thought about going out on top, and shouldn't have took this chance. And just as and let me make this clear, most people that know me will know I am not a Tom Brady fan. I'm not. I'm a Niner fan. Been a Niner fan forever. Joe Montana, Steve Young, those are my guys. So it's not like I'm like rah rah, yay yay, Tom Brady, but I'm saying this to make a point. So he brought some people in, requested some people to come in, and as the season went on, they started gaining a rhythm, and they started winning some games, and did enough to make it into the playoffs. As they got into the playoffs, Tom Brady beat some major competition in Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers, and then finally making it to the biggest game on stage, which is the Super Bowl. So the man at 43 was able to beat, well, Drew Brees is kind of up there in age, but a very high octane team, and then went up to the snow in Green Bay and beat a guy that people are still like, if he's available, put that guy on my team. There's been that kind of talk. I'm not going to do no sports casting here, but it's been that kind of talk that, if he leaves Green Bay, we'd like to have him. And then got to the young, hot start quarterback that has just burnt up the league. He is basically the face of the NFL. Took us down last year, even though there's some question to that, but I'll leave it alone. Trying to make a point. But took them down. And now Tampa Bay is the world champions. So Tom Brady at 43 was able to perform at a high level. And I believe that Tom Brady, because he says he's coming back next year, never looked at his age, never looked at the guys around him as, man, I'm too old to be around these guys. I need to go and retire and all of this stuff. Tom Brady has a belief in himself that says, I'm better, I'm great, or I'm good than most. And I can still play this game, and I can still play this game at a high level. And one of the things that I paid attention to on this week, where other players from the Buccaneers that were being interviewed on Good Morning America, ESPN, even The Daily Show, was the talk of what Tom Brady did when he came into that locker room, when he came to the organization. Buccaneers hadn't been in the playoffs, I believe, in 12 years. Somebody can comment later and let me know if I got that wrong, but I know it's been a while. And when he came to the organization, he brought in another level. He brought in a mentality. He brought in a pedigree. And so there were people that were added to that team to help, but it was basically Tom Brady's resume and work ethic that players and coaches paid attention to. So I said all of that about Mr. Brady to say, what does that mean to us? And one of the things that I wanted to stress on today was that it's never over for us. If someone can go to the Super Bowl, which anybody that's on that watches this and knows, is a sports fanatic, knows it's hard enough to get to 1. This gentleman was able to get to 10 and win 7 out of 10. Now, I don't like saying it, but you're going to have to put that this man may be the greatest QB ever. And that's hard for me to say because I think Joe Montana is the greatest QB ever. But after this performance on last Sunday, you might have to give him, you're probably going to have to give him the nod. But the idea that he was able to do that at this level where most players they're not old, but they're old in the game of football, and they're already, they're ready to retire, they're ready to move on, do commentating, whatever that is. If he can do that at that level, what can we do? We can do anything. There's nothing that can stop us but us. We're our biggest critic. We're our biggest way of holding ourselves up. Only we can stop us. This Super Bowl, even though it was a drag out, was a great example of showing that we can also, at any age or at any part in our lives, do great things. We just have to have that determination and mentality. I'm sure at 43, it may be, after playing the game for as number of years as Tom Brady has played, it might be a little harder to get up every morning. Um, there's great coordinators in the league, and that's another thing. Shout out to their coordinators. That I know some people coming up to the Super Bowl was tired of hearing of this all black coordinators cast, but you got to understand, back in the day, the most coveted position was quarterback, and it was said that blacks weren't even good enough to do that. But what did we do? We continued to persevere. When they told us we couldn't and they tried to move us to a receiver, we fought and we continued to fight until we were able to prove ourselves. So that's the same line for those coordinators that coached every area of that organization, from the defense to the offense to the special teams. They were all ran by black coordinators, and it's a big deal, even if some of these people don't understand. Because if you were told that you couldn't do something way back and you had to fight your way to do it, and now you look around and you see representation, that means something. It means something more just to them. It means something to a kid that may not be able to physically play, but has a great mind to be able to put up schemes and plays and create plays that will be dynamic. So it's bigger than just the idea of, oh, we want to highlight 4 black coordinators. No, we're saying these guys fought. There are young people that see that and they believe too, now they could do that. And so we applaud that, but we also applaud that Tom Brady had to spend more time in the looking at tape, looking at video. He probably had to spend more time with his receivers than he did in the past. So he did all this at 43. What are you doing to move things in your life? How are you being productive? What are the things that you're doing to be able to make it to the next level? Because you can't just sit down and do it. You can't just sit down and expect that things are going to happen. I got to believe Tom Brady didn't think that, oh, it's just going to come to me. He had to work just like everybody else. So we have to work just like everybody else. And remember, I said earlier, his presence brought a level to that team where it raised up not just wins and losses, it raised up mentality. And you have to believe, and the scripture says that greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. There's a part of that. It's in 1 John 4:4. But we have to believe that we have the ability to change the atmosphere of a room. We have the ability to change places where we are. So that means if you're presently at a job, you should know that you have the ability to change how things are going or how things are done based on who you are and the belief of who you are. But if you have no belief, you won't see one Super Bowl. You won't see one playoff, because you don't have any belief in yourself to think that you could do whatever it is that you want to do. So in your next thought of your next business plan, know that you're greater. In your next thought of a promotion, know that you're greater. And as simple as this sounds, if your next thought of who you want to spend your life with Know that you're greater and build yourself up for the person that should be building themselves up for you, because there ain't no half and half. You both got to come together whole. So you got to do work yourself to prepare yourself for your new boo or whoever it is that you getting. But you got to put in some work. And you got to know that whenever you come together with something, that you change the atmosphere of everything. And that when you come in, everybody win. When you come in, everybody eat. That's the mentality that you got to have. And when you have that TB12 mentality, yeah, then you might fall back. Think about it. He went to 10 and he only won 7. So I mean he lost 3. But in those 3, I guarantee you he went back and worked to see what went wrong. What could we have done better? You know, how can we place ourselves in that next year to that we don't have to struggle the way we did to get to that Super Bowl. So you have to do some homework. You got to do some research, but most of all, you got to believe in yourself that you can. So as we go into the weekend, I don't know what I'm gonna do for sports now. I guess I'll go back at the basketball, but whatever it is, as we go into the weekend, ask yourself or tell yourself, no matter what stage in life that you're in right now, it's never over. There is no time where you can say, well, that time has passed me by. I guess I can't do that. Never say that. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. That means that there is no person that can stop you from being whatever it is or accomplishing whatever it is that you want to accomplish. You just have to believe it within yourself and then go for it, right? All right. So have a great weekend. Love on somebody. Just, you know, we still in a pandemic, so don't be hugging on people, but reach out to somebody. Send them this video to encourage them if they're down and let them know they're great. They're awesome. They're powerful people, and they just need to just get up, believe in themselves, do what they got to do, study how they got to study, get information however they got to get it, and they too can be starring in their own Super Bowl. All right. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Share this video. Go to my wife and I YouTube page, which is Fred and Angela Jackson, or you can also search it by FA Concepts LLC. All right. And subscribe. We got a lot of content on there. We're doing a lot of stuff. We're trying to share as much as possible because we feel like this is our lane and our gift. So we just pray that you'll be with us and help us, and hopefully we help you guys. All right. We'll see you next time.